Welcome to Whispering Cabins, where the woods are quiet, the stories are eerie, and the night whispers just for you. Settle in and listen closely. Tonight, we tell the story of the town that celebrates forever. When Clarabelle arrived in Creek's End, the leaves were the color of fire and the air smelled faintly of caramel apples. It was late October, just in time for the town's famous Harvest Festival, an event so beloved that the children spoke of it with the kind of reverence usually reserved for Christmas morning. The festival banners fluttered in the breeze as she drove past the town square. Creek's End, where every Halloween lasts forever. She chuckled at the slogan. Forever, she said aloud. What a promise. Her little cottage, rented sight unseen, sat on the edge of town near the woods. It was warm, if a bit old-fashioned, with lace curtains and a perpetually burning scent of cinnamon. Her elderly landlady, Mrs. Pember, had left a note on the kitchen counter. Welcome to Creek's End, Miss Bell. Be sure to join us in the square on Halloween night. Everyone comes. It's tradition. The following week, Clara settled into her role as the new schoolteacher. The children were bright, polite, and unusually excited for the festival. Miss Bell, said one freckled boy named Tommy, are you dressing up for the parade? I might, she replied. What's everyone going as? The same as last year, the class shouted in unison. Clara laughed. You must really love your costumes. But they didn't laugh back. Instead, they smiled, wide and fixed, as though the question hadn't been quite right. By Halloween morning, the entire town was transformed. Paper lanterns hung from every lamppost, jack-o'-lanterns glowed in every window, and the square buzzed with excitement. Clara, dressed as a witch, a safe choice for a newcomer, joined the crowd as the parade began. The music was enchanting, soft fiddles and distant singing that seemed to echo through the hills. The townsfolk danced in perfect rhythm, their laughter bright and full. But what caught Clara's eye was how familiar it all looked. She'd seen this before. At the library earlier that week, she'd found a photo album labeled Creek's End Harvest Festival, 1913. The people in the pictures had looked just like this. Same costumes, same decorations, even the same band on the gazebo. And some of the faces, Mrs. Pember, the baker, even little Tommy, had been there too. Unchanged. That night, Clara returned to the library, lantern in hand. The wind howled outside as she flipped through the town archives. 1913, 1928, 1945, 1972, 1999. Every photo told the same story. The faces never changed. The same group of smiling people beneath the same banner, year after year. In the most recent picture, taken last Halloween, she spotted something new. A tall man at the edge of the crowd. He looked confused, his posture awkward. She squinted, and her stomach turned. It was Mr. Green, the previous schoolteacher. Mrs. Pember had said he'd moved away suddenly. A soft knock startled her. Miss Bell? Came a familiar voice. It was Mrs. Pember, holding a tray of pumpkin tarts. You'll miss the midnight toast, dear. Everyone's waiting. I'm not feeling well, Clara stammered, closing the album. Perhaps next year. Mrs. Pember's eyes softened with something like pity. Oh, child. There is no next year until you join the celebration. Before Clara could respond, Mrs. Pember pressed the tray into her hands. The tarts smelled divine, sweet, spiced, and comforting. But when Clara looked closer, she saw that the crusts were shaped into tiny, smiling faces. Her throat went dry. What happens at midnight? The same thing That's always happened, Mrs. Pember said gently. We give thanks. We keep the festival alive. We stay. Then she smiled, a perfect, unblinking smile, and the lantern light flickered across her face like a mask. Clara didn't remember running, only the pounding of her heart and the sound of the fiddle music drifting after her as she fled into the woods. The melody twisted and warped as the night deepened, turning from cheerful to mournful. She stopped when the forest grew quiet. The town lights glowed faintly through the trees, pulsing like embers. She took a deep breath, trying to steady herself. Then she heard voices behind her, singing softly, sweetly. One more joins, one more stays, in Creek's End where forever plays. Dozens of lanterns appeared between the trees. The townsfolk emerged, still smiling, still dressed in their festival finery. At their center stood Mr. Green. His face was pale, his eyes distant. "Clara," he said hoarsely, "don't fight it. It's easier if you dance." She stumbled backward, but the air had changed. The forest shimmered, the ground beneath her boots felt soft, and the scent of caramel apples returned. The last thing she saw before everything went black was Mrs. Pember offering her hand. When Clara Bell woke, the sun was shining, and the town square was buzzing with laughter. "Morning, Miss Bell," called Tommy, waving. "You're just in time for the festival." She blinked in confusion. "The festival?" "Of course. It's Halloween." Clara looked around. Everything was perfect. The decorations, the costumes, the smiling faces. A banner fluttered overhead. "Creek's End, where every Halloween lasts forever." A chill ran down her spine as she smiled back, because now she understood. In the window of the general store, a new photograph gleamed in a silver frame. Creek's End Harvest Festival, 2025. And there, between Mrs. Pember and Tommy, was Clara, her smile bright, her eyes glassy, frozen in time like the rest. Thank you for spending some time here at Whispering Cabins, where the light is low and the stories linger. If you enjoyed tonight's tale, don't forget to subscribe or share with someone who loves a gentle chill before bed. Until next time, sleep well, if the night lets you.